Hey, it's Carrington from K&K's Indie Gaming Corner, where we review, preview, and talk all things indie games. For this series, we're going to take a look at several indie demos from Steam's NextFest, a celebration of upcoming games. We wanted to celebrate showcasing some of our top favorite games. Comment below what you enjoyed, and we will show it off here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for all that algorithm stuff, so we can recommend more games to you during this series and any other upcoming content that you might enjoy. Kyle's already previewed Planet of Lana. I'm here going to be previewing Wandering Sword from the developer the Swordman Studios. So let's have a good look here and we'll just jump into it. So right out the gate, this game looks absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot believe how they were able to accomplish this as an indie developer. Remember, this is a JRPG indie game here. So to start off, we have our some characters they'll slowly be introduced to on a quest to deliver a man in the carriage, and they get stuck in the middle of the desert. And as you can see, you're getting to learn some of the personalities, what's going on. This is really just an introduction to some of the characters, and slight spoiler alert, at least for now, don't get too attached to them because you're about to see here momentarily in a second. But I just want to comment again on how gorgeous this game looks. It really leaves an impression right out the gate. Now, for the sake of time, I'm going to skip over some of that dialogue in the intro. I would really advise you to check it out if you're really that interested. This is me going through some of the menus to teach me some of the controls here. I was adjusting this really quick. There really isn't much in the option settings, but again, this is a demo. The interesting thing to me was that it gave me controls for the keyboard, but my controller worked. But at the moment, I would suggest playing with the keyboard only because I don't know what all the buttons do on the controller. Not all of them did everything that the keyboard can do, such as being able to sprint and run. Cannot find that button on the controller. But the controller did work. This is me just playing around with some of the controls and looking through because I thought that, hey, controller works, so I should be able to get the controller controls, right? Wrong. Could not do that here as I was looking through the menu, looking for anything to confirm what the controls might be, but there was nothing there. There's some chat. You play as Yuan Yi. I'm hoping I pronounced that name right. And we're just going to get right into the action here. I'm going to skip some of this dialogue here. So while we're stranded here, we get interrupted by some bandits and gangs that are trying to basically rob us. And we got two rival gangs here. The second rival gang will be coming up here shortly. And they just get into a tussle wanting to basically go at it. And you're just caught in the middle of it, unfortunately. And you're about to see the other gang come up now. And it's just an interesting situation to be in. And it gives you kind of like the first choice to make through this dialogue as well. And so the one gang on the left decides to do an ambush with poison arrows. And if you notice, your crew actually get shot and die, which I thought was shocking to have right out the gate. Your main character, you see he's hurt and he's looks like he's just poisoned, I think, if I remember correctly. And a master comes out of nowhere. That's who you were transporting this entire time, was some sort of martial arts master. And here is the actual battle. This is how a battle looks, teaching you how everything works. Everything in blue is where you can move, and in yellow, that's where you can reach, essentially. You have a number of skills at the bottom. They all take up different kinds of magic if they do. And you get a description of what each attack can do. Some of them are just straight attacks, like it's showing you. Some of them are area attacks, and they all do different kinds of effects and all kinds of different damage. This battle is really easy, giving you this master person because he's super powerful. Now, if you look at each character, you'll see a red bar and a yellow bar. The green bar is their health, and that yellow bar is basically when they can attack again. So every time it fills up, that's when you can move, attack. You can do one move and one attack typically in each of your turns. As soon as it fills up again, you can do one move and one attack. As you can see, the animation is absolutely gorgeous with these attacks. It really gives you a sense of like these people are like really powerful, and you get an impression, so to speak, that this is more than just your regular just martial arts kind of thing, which I think is really cool. I love watching these little effects. And as you can see, you were able to easily defeat one of the gangs with the master because he's super powerful. And you basically quickly get out of there. So as you saw, 1 month has passed. Your main character, Yulin Yi, he's been poisoned, and he needs to basically heal his way back. I'm going to skip a lot of this intro dialogue. The guy on the right is the master that you play as. The left is a former student of his. They don't exactly get along, and he has a daughter that he's trying to protect as well. But I'm going to skip a lot of this dialogue. It's just a lot of just backstory. And so now we get the chance to actually control our character. If you notice the plant I'm going to, it glows. And that's how you know that there's something that you can pick up. Every time you pick something up, you lose 2 stamina, which I thought was interesting. I'm not sure what stamina plays into yet. They never went into it. So there's the daughter right there. She lost her sword. So this is where they're going to introduce combat to you. And you have to fight some monkeys, which I thought was an interesting way to show off some combat with your character, just trying to get into it, just trying to get you introduced to your character, what he can and cannot do. It's a very quick fight. Something I thought was interesting was you had to invite the little girl to your party in order to initiate the fight, and it shows you how to do that, and you're going to show it here. You've got a character screen here with all kinds of information, and they can only join your party if they like you so much. And thankfully, the daughter, she sees us as her friend, and we're able to invite her to our party, and we're about to fight some monkeys. Like I said, this fight is very quick, very easy. Nothing special happens in the fight because I don't have any special powers yet. Like the master, I just have a fist, a punch, basically. So I'm going to skip this fight because it's not too exciting, but here's what basically another combat looks like. I'm going to be honest, I skipped a ton of dialogue and backstory. Basically the poison's taking over us. We got to get more we got to buy an antidote, or make an antidote rather, before it takes over and we die. So the best way to do that, our master told us to pick up a few things. So we go on a quest to pick up a few things. This is me just kind of fooling around, just kind of exploring, doing what I do. Not much really here to report, but I will skip through towards a lot. Just want to give you an update that I have the ability to walk around now, go into the village and do things as needed. But this is just kind of like a small quest in the whole thing. Like I said, poison, trying to get an antidote. Our new master told us to go on a mission to get 3 things so that way we can get an antidote. So I thought this was interesting. You can, in order to spar with someone, which was needed here, part of the quest to get one of the items that you needed, you had to get his affinity up to a certain level just so he could spar with you. And you could then basically fight and try and get, it was liquor. We were looking for liquor, and he bought all of the liquor in the town. This part was interesting because it took me a while to beat. I didn't have enough health, I noticed. I went and bought out a weapon so I could do more damage. This part took me 3 tries. So just a heads up, this part was not easy. I forgot to heal my first time through, as you can see. And my yellow bar is moving a lot quicker, so I thought that would give me an advantage. But it did take some time to beat him. The rest of the game actually was not that hard. This was the hardest thing about the entire demo so far. And this is the final time, my final attempt at beating this character in a sparring match. And I gotta say, this was the only part of the whole demo I did not like. It wasn't because of the difficulty. I just didn't have any special moves yet. And I don't know what it was trying to teach me, honestly. By having me go at him like this. I just thought it was kind of a waste of my time. Like I said, this was the only weak part of the entire demo. The rest of it was very intriguing and fascinating. And watch me get one more hit, and the spar is over. Now, if you notice those martial points, those things add up very fast and very quickly. That's how you upgrade your character. Most move sets are pretty cheap, which is really nice. So you can level up pretty quickly from what I could tell. At least in my playthrough, I was able to level up all of my move sets pretty quickly. And we're going back to our master now to deliver it. I'm going to skip ahead quite a bit because there's a lot of backstory that happens. So we're going to watch this little bit real quick, and we're going to skip forward to the last part of the demo. So our master told us we have to go into a cave and retrieve one last item so that we can cure the poison that's killing Yi, and there's just a bunch of snakes. So I took this opportunity to grind as much as I could. In the end, I don't feel like it really did much. I just got a bunch of martial points and was able to level up a lot of my attacks really quickly. And as you can see, it's really easy, and I found a way to cheese it actually really easy because you got these two snakes, and as you can see, it's going to move down, and as soon as it moves down, I can go up and attack it, and that's it. That's the easiest way to kill these snakes. I found really easy to cheese them. And so I'm going to skip ahead onto the boss because it's just a lot of me grinding at this point. This fight was actually a lot of fun with the Crimson Snake, just because it was challenging, but it wasn't too hard, and I feel like I learned a lot from fighting. You got to see a lot of like cool special effects, a lot of there was actually thinking that went involved into this whole fight. Actually, it was nice to have an opponent that was, like I said, was challenging, but it wasn't too frustrating. You can easily beat this Crimson Snake very, very easily. It doesn't take much. But yeah, I just wanted to show off this little cool boss fight really quick. As you can see, I've got a new move now that I have a sword, and it doesn't really take much to defeat the snake. Was sweating bullets a little bit just because of my health, but at the same time, like I said, not too hard, pretty easy. And we're gonna fast forward to something more exciting as far as cutscenes are concerned, because this is where our master heals us basically. And so I've skipped ahead maybe just 5 minutes or so, where all these different gangs from different regions are here to basically come kill our master for one reason or another. They all have their own backstory as to reasons why they want to kill him or take him capture or just whatever. There's a whole lot going on here, but I thought this part was really cool because you get to see a side in an RPG like this that you don't see very often. What you're about to see is that we're all going to fight. We all enter our own matches here. So it's up to you to defeat all of them while they're also fighting each other. And the AI actually was pretty smart in that they don't just focus on you. They actually focus. It was basically they've paid attention to the enemy that was closest to them, which I found quite nice, honestly, because there wasn't as hectic as I would thought, just going up against basically 2 versus like 100 different people. So this fight does take some time, but I will say it's also one of those, it was challenging, but I beat it on my first try. So it wasn't like too challenging, but it did make me think at least. So far, like I said, the only part I had difficulty with was the one fight, the one sparring match. With the one guy, just because I didn't have any special moves yet. But once you start getting special moves, the fights move along pretty easily. And we're going to skip past this, and I'm just going to show off some of the battle sequences here. But there isn't too much to look at. I would highly recommend you just play it yourself, because I'm not going to just have you sit here watching the whole thing. So I just wanted to say really quick that I also skipped over a lot of stuff because I think you should go out and play this demo, which is available now only on Steam. Once again, this game is called The Wandering Sword from Swordman Studios. And let me know what you think about it. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and comment what you thought of this. And are there any games that jump out to you? And I played a lot more of this demo. I would highly recommend it, and you should check it out yourself. Thank you. Have a great day.